Recently I made a video about installing the legs on the Anvil 10.5 Foundry, and in that video I made a statement that the 6.5 did not have available legs, or the legs wouldn't work on the 6.5. But I have since talked to the engineers over at Anvil, and they've explained to me how we can do it, and I'm going to share that with you. Alright, so let's talk about the reason why the 6.5 and the 10.5 differ on the ability to install those basket legs. The 10.5 actually has a little bit more of the basket that sticks below the legs here. And when you install them on the 10.5, you install them basically in the same spot as this leg is. And then that gives the basket all of this surface area right here to sit against the kettle and hold it up out of the kettle. Now on the 6.5, it's a little bit different because of the fact that the legs are all the way down at the bottom. Now, in order to install those brackets on this 6.5 basket, we need to do a little bit of modification. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, if you enjoy these videos and you like how-to tips like this, consider subscribing down below. And if you do, don't forget to click that bell so you won't miss one of these videos when they come out. So in order to do the leg install on this, we're going to need a couple of things that are a little bit different from the original video that I did. And that is going to be a pair of pliers and a 1/4-inch drill bit. You still need the drill, the screwdriver, the nail, the hammer, the 5/64 drill bit. I still recommend a file to clean the burrs off of the backside. Someone said you could use a large drill bit, so you could do that as well. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find on the legs, there are spot welds. There's 3 spot welds across the top and 2 spot welds across the bottom. So what we want to do is we want to drill out those spot welds without drilling through the basket. So what I did was I drilled a couple of little pilot starters with the 5/64 drill bit for the screw that normally you would drill through there to put the screw in. Once I got those started and had a good place for the other drill bit to sit into, I used the 1/4-inch drill bit and basically drilled all the way through the bracket, almost into the basket itself. You want to make sure you stop before you hit the basket. And then what you do is you can take your pair of pliers and basically twist it back and forth. I did distort my basket just a little bit, so if you want to avoid that distortion, you can drill a little bit farther than I did. I just kind of got impatient and went ahead and twisted it so that I could pop them off basically. Now the reason that these legs have to be removed is because when you put the brackets up here higher, if they're still there when you go to set the basket down inside of the kettle, this is going to hit and cause it to tip out like this. So you got to remove these so that this surface is nice and flush, so that when you install the brackets, everything is able to sit flush against the kettle surface. Now once you get done popping those off, all you need to do is measure up 6 inches from the bottom and put a mark. And I actually placed the basket legs outside of where the original marks were, and I found that give it a little bit more stability when it hung on the side of the kettle. So basically what you do is you're going to drill, you're going to line up your top of your bracket with those marks and mark your holes just like you would normally. We'll drill those holes, install the screws from the inside out, and put the nuts and everything on. And then basically at that point you're done. Now I removed 3 of the original brackets and left one on just because I was kind of lazy. But I did find that when I left the 3rd one on there, whenever I set the kettle down inside, or when I set the basket inside the kettle, I found that it kind of kept the basket centered in there. So I thought that was pretty good actually. Pretty simple. Everything works exactly as it does on the 10.5. It just does take a little bit more work in order to get those brackets off, but it's definitely, I think it's worthwhile to do. So if you have a 6.5 and you're looking to upgrade to those brackets and ditch the ring, you can certainly do that following this guide. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, share it out there to anybody you know that it might help. Certainly do appreciate that. This has been Brian for Short Circuited Brewers. We'll see you on the next video.